Did you see the Tesla takedown protest yesterday? My guess is there wasn't a thimbleful of normalcy among those nuts. What were they really protesting? Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Ken Henry, and this is Conservative Commentary, where we spread the MAGA message. Hey, before we dive in, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Please like, comment, share, and if you haven't already subscribe to the channel. This really helps us grow and spread the message. Yesterday's so-called Tesla takedown protests had little to do with corporate accountability or ethics. Instead, they were a thinly veiled political attack on Elon Musk, one of America's most successful entrepreneurs, and the head of the newly established Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, which is a major step forward in reining in bureaucratic waste, fraud, and abuse.
We could do our anti-Tesla counter protest in Central Park.
Well, you did that too? You squeezed that?
I did both of them.
And that's a newsmaker. Tell us about your day yesterday on that front.
I started in Chelsea with a bunch of wackos, and then went to Central Park with a bunch of civilized, happy people. And that was the big difference. Central Park, everybody was smiling. Everybody was so happy. Down at where we went for to the Tesla showroom, there in front of the "Burn a Tesla, Save Democracy" sign, no one was smiling. Nobody was really all that happy. I was trying to sort of get them, lift their spirits a little bit, but it didn't work. You have three categories of people. You have people who are, and there were some legitimately mentally ill people that are attracted to
every protest has.
Yeah, of course. And then you have the catch-all people who are there for Palestine. They're for, you list any sort of thing that they're there for. Yeah. They're rent-a-protesters. And then you had a few people who actually had interesting things to say.
So let's see, because first of all, I asked Charlie, how was the protest? He said, stupid.
It was so stupid.
But let's see what you guys think.
Elon Musk has got to go. Hey! Elon Musk has got to go.
People die. People die. So what are y'all doing here?
We are here to protest Elon Musk.
We didn't vote for Elon Musk, and now he's the co-president.
He's out of control. He has no constitutional right to be doing what he's doing.
What's the sign say?
I am stealing from you. I feel like he's stealing our rights, our voice, our money. I'm 2 years away from collecting Social Security. I'm deathly afraid.
What's wrong with Elon Musk?
Yeah, well, first of all, he came here as an illegal alien, documented immigrants, first of all. Second of all, he's a fascist with Nazi salutes.
You see a lot of people around here saying Elon Musk is a Nazi. Do you think that Elon Musk is a Nazi?
Well, I think that Elon Musk is showing us signs of being a Nazi.
You think Elon Musk is a Nazi?
Yes, he's a fascist because he is blatantly trying to dismantle democracy in the U.S.
Are you concerned about waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government?
Not particularly.
Yes, I am. And Elon is not the answer. It's got to be done intelligently. You can't just go in and take an axe to everything. They have given no proof of what fraud they had claimed.
So have you been on the DOGE website to look at some of the waste, fraud, and abuse that they're trying to cut out?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't believe anything they would put out.
Do you always dislike Elon Musk?
No, I really thought he was great once. He was helping, he was against climate change. I have two friends who own Teslas who have just gotten rid of them.
We're not protesting all electric vehicles. We're protesting Tesla, which is owned by a fascist man-child.
I'm not against anybody working in the showroom. They got to make a living. I get it.
Well, you can't make a living today. I mean, the showroom's shut down.
Does this qualify as First Amendment activity, shutting down a business 3 weeks in a row? Isn't this economic terrorism?
Yeah, that's a good point. Have you thought of, you should go up there and give that speech. I'd be torn apart.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I think the best part, Charlie, is we saw the person complaining that Elon Musk, they claim, was an illegal immigrant. You said that there were a lot of people saying that. So what are they against? Just geniuses who are illegal? Because this city still has, I just saw footage outside of that Roosevelt Hotel. There's still lines of illegals getting free housing.
Yeah, and it's funny, that they're not the only ones saying it. You hear politicians talk about this.
I know.
And they make that dig. And you get the real sense of, man, if Democrats didn't need illegals for their own political benefit, man, they would be so harsh masters.
Well, my Twitter is full of Democrats and liberals telling me I should be deported. No, it's true.
Toby, stop.
To be clear, Elon Musk came to the United States in 1992 to attend the University of Pennsylvania. So his journey to U.S. citizenship actually highlights skilled migrants who come to the United States and become naturalized, which is something that the Trump administration is championing. And these people who protested in front of Tesla dealerships across the country, they didn't impact Elon Musk's day at all. They impacted the workers' day, who were there, Charlie, inside, probably a little bit concerned about what was going on, and are certainly going to be concerned coming to work tomorrow because there was a sign that said "Burn Tesla," burn Tesla down.
Burn Tesla, save democracy.
Burn Tesla,
Not
save
really
democracy.
sure how those two go together.
What a slogan. You're right that it doesn't affect Elon Musk, but there is a downstream effect. So let's say you have any kind of company and you're not the richest man in the world. You might think twice after seeing what Elon is going through about dipping your toe in politics and in policy. And this is exactly the message they tried to send to Donald Trump, except again, tough guy, had the money and the sort of personality to withstand what went against him. But I guarantee you, there are 1,000 businessmen who saw what happened to Donald Trump and said, it's not worth it to me and my family.
And I think it's such a great point. To a person, every single one of those people said that they either liked him or didn't have an opinion about him until he got involved in politics. That's the moment.
Yeah, and one last thing. I mean, I don't think that any of these people are really protesting what Doge is doing. They're protesting a false narrative around Elon Musk, because ever since Donald Trump won the popular vote, there always needs to be a villain. And the new villain is Elon Musk, when in reality, Doge has saved $130 billion in savings. That is $807 per taxpayer right now, including all those protesters that were standing outside the dealerships yesterday.
The real reason for the outrage? Doge is working, and Washington's bureaucrats can't stand it. Since its creation, the department has already saved American taxpayers over $800 each by cutting unnecessary spending, streamlining federal programs, and eliminating redundant regulation. Here's just a sample of what Doge has accomplished so far. They've reduced bloated government contracts, stopping billions in wasteful spending on overpriced projects. They've eliminated redundant federal agencies, consolidating overlapping departments that were draining taxpayer money. They've cut bureaucratic red tape, making it easier for small businesses to grow without drowning in compliance costs. They've overhauled government procurement, preventing sweetheart deals that funnel taxpayer money to politically connected firms. Now let's look at some of the nonsense that they've resolved. As of March 24, Doge has saved $130 billion estimated. That amounts to $807.45 for every American taxpayer. And they're just getting started. Here's a good one. For years, says Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, Florida has been trying to return federal funds to the federal government due to the ideological strings attached by the Biden administration. But they couldn't even figure out how to accept it. He met with Musk and the Doge team, and they got it done. It's just amazing. Over a period of 2 weeks, the Social Security Administration has begun a process of cleaning up their records. There were approximately 3.2 million Social Security number holders listed at age 120 and up. They've now been marked as deceased, and there's still work to be done in this regard. Wonder how many of those got, I don't know, some COVID relief or some other undeserved relief from the government. Doge eliminated a $145,000 USAID contract for Peru climate change activities. We really need to be paying our money out for that, don't we? In a 3-day period, Doge, working with various agencies, terminated 121 wasteful contracts with a ceiling value of $351 million and actual savings of $156 million, including a $1.6 million DEI contract for strategies for implementing social emotional learning. Imagine that. Now, here's an example of the nonsense and misinformation that the Democrats are spreading around. Raphael Warnock, senator from Georgia, tweeted, Doge closed 5 Social Security offices in Georgia a couple of weeks ago. Now they're telling Georgia seniors they can't use the phone to claim benefits either. Let's call this what it is, an intentional attempt to stop folks from claiming the benefits they've earned. I will fight this. Reverend Warnock, you're going to be fighting a wet paper bag, my friend, because what you're claiming happened didn't happen. This, according to Doge, this post is inaccurate. Social Security is not closing any field sites in Georgia or elsewhere. This confusion likely arises from the closure of 5 permanent remote hearing sites. These are single rooms within a field site used for hearings. Most of the hearings are virtual now, so they're not needed. Senator Warnock, you only lie when your lips move, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been to the Doge website, I encourage you to do so. It's shocking what you will see uncovered there, and it keeps updating on a regular basis. Instead of these idiots out there protesting and carrying on some crazy nonsense, they ought to be thankful, but we know they're not going to be. These changes implemented by Doge have made a real difference in the lives of everyday Americans, putting money back in their pockets instead of lining the coffers of Washington insiders. But that's exactly why the establishment and its activist allies are lashing out. The protesters, many backed by political groups that benefit from government inefficiency, want to send a message. Challenge the status quo, and they will come after you. And let's not forget the biggest reason why Musk is in their crosshairs, his support for President Trump. Just a few years ago, Musk was the darling of the left. He was hailed as the visionary who would lead America's transition to clean energy, a tech genius who aligned with Silicon Valley's progressive ideals. The media, Hollywood, and Washington elites couldn't praise him enough. Oh, but the moment he started questioning the left's control and advocating for free speech, and most unforgivably supporting President Trump, the tide turned. Overnight, Musk went from hero to villain. The same people who cheered Tesla's success now want to destroy him, not because of anything Tesla has done, but because he refuses to toe the leftist line. At the end of the day, the Tesla takedown protests weren't about ethics or corporate responsibility. They were about silencing Doge and punishing an independent thinker who dared to support Donald Trump. But the American people see through the lies. We know that real reform doesn't come from mob outrage. It comes from leaders willing to take on the system. And that's exactly why Musk and Doge aren't going anywhere. What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comments.